Welcome to Lakshman Biology. In this video, I'll explain about the pollen pistil interactions. Pollen pistil interactions. See, what is the pollen pistil interaction? After the pollination, pollen grain is reached to the stigma and bind on the stigma. Then pollen grain germinated and form pollen tube. The starting of attachment of pollen grain on the stigma up to entry of pollen tube into embryo sac is called pollen pistil interaction. Means from pollen germination to pollen germination means formation of pollen tube. Pollen germination to entry of pollen tube. Pollen tube into embryo sac. Embryo sac into embryo sac is called pollen pistil interactions. Okay. Now we'll see pollen pistil interactions. I'll make one diagram for you to explain about pollen pistil interaction. It's my own imagination. Okay. This is the stigma. What is it? Stigma. This is the style. Don't think why sir drawing the diagram very large, like why, because I have to make different parts, hence I am drawing diagram large. It is an ovary stigma. Stigma. It is the style and it is the ovary. Means complete this structure is called pistil or carpel. Now at starting what happened? Pollen pistil interaction means from pollen germination to entry of pollen tube into the embryo sac. See, after pollination, the pollen grain reach to the stigma and bind onto stigma. Stigma is sticky in nature, hence pollen grain is bind on stigma. The stigma can identify the pollen grain is compatible or incompatible. Means, is it correct type or is it wrong type? If correct type of pollen grain is bind on stigma, then only stigma allow the pollen germination. If wrong type of pollen grain is present on the stigma, it will not allow the germination of pollen grain. When correct type of pollen grain bind on the stigma, then what happen? It will allow the pollen germination. Example, if it is correct type of pollen grain, then what happen? The pollen grain absorb the sucrose moisture. Sucrose plus water, it will be absorbed. Sucrose act as food for formation of pollen tube, and because of water, because of absorption of water, the pollen grain will be swell. Okay, the pollen grain will be swell because of the absorption of water and sucrose, like sucrose solution, it is absorbed. Then because of absorption, the large cell which present in pollen tube. What is a large cell which present in pollen tube? That is a vegetative cell. Vegetative cell. Because of absorption of water, because of swelling of pollen tube, the large cell, that is vegetative cell or tube cell, it is also called as tube cell, that will come outside from the pollen grain through the germ pore. Through the germ pore. What is the germ pore? There is a regions of pollen grain where exine is absent and intine is present, is called germ pore. Exine is hard substance, hence it will not come outside. When at regions of exine, Where exine is absent, that is called germ pore. Through the germ pore, the pollen tube is means the vegetative cell is come outside and enter into the stigma. Then the tube cell nucleus or vegetative cell nucleus also enter into the tube. It is actually called as pollen tube. Vegetative cell is from the pollen tube. See, first what happened? Vegetative cell nucleus. Vegetative cell nucleus is enter into pollen tube. Then after that, the generative cell nucleus also enter into the pollen tube. It is an generative cell nucleus. Generative cell nucleus also enter into the pollen tube. The vegetative cell nucleus helped for the formation of pollen tube. Vegetative cell nucleus is helped for the formation of a pollen tube or growth of pollen tube in the style. Then apart from that, boron, here I will write, pollen tube formation also require boron, calcium and 20 to 30 degree Celsius temperature. Boron, calcium, 20 to 30 degree Celsius temperature. By this way what happen? The pollen tube is grow in the stigma and it will reach to the ovary. Reach to the ovary. While this is the generative cell, vegetative cell nucleus, and again apart from growth of pollen tube, the vegetative cell nucleus will be move in pollen tube. Generative cell nucleus also move in pollen tube. Then what happen? This generative cell nucleus divide by mitosis and form two male gametes. These are two male gametes. These are non-motile. Male gametes are non-motile. Here what happen? Which actually happens in the pollen grain which pollinated or which germinated at 2 cell stage. But few types of pollen grains, actually 60% of pollen grains are released and pollinated at 2 cell stage, but few types of remaining 40% of pollen grains released at 3 cell stage. The pollen grains which are released at 3 cell stage, they carry male gametes from the starting. Means the generative cell nucleus form male gametes before the pollen germination only. Okay, but the pollen grains which are germinated at 2 cell stage, what happen? 2 male gametes are formed after the during the growth of pollen tube. Okay, that is the formation of 2 male gametes. Then after that, the pollen tube enter into the ovary. Inside the ovary we can see the ovule. Inside the ovule we can see the embryo sac. This is the ovule and it is an embryo sac. See, this is the pollen grain. The pollen tube enter into the ovule through the micropyle. Sometime pollen tube also enter into the ovule through the chalaza. Sometime pollen tube also enter into the ovule through the integuments also. If pollen tube enter into the ovule through the micropyle, then that is called as porogamy. If pollen grain is enter into the micropyle through the chalaza, then that is called as chalazogamy. If pollen tube enter into the integuments, enter into the ovule through integuments, that is called mesogamy. Based on region where pollen tube enter, The entry of pollen tube is three types. That is chalazogamy. Pollen tube enter into the ovule through chalaza. Mesogamy. Pollen tube enter into the ovule through the integuments. Porogamy. The pollen tube enter into the ovule through the micropyle. That is about the entry of pollen tube. After that, what happened? Pollen tube now enter into the micropyle, the ovule through micropyle or through integuments, or through the chalaza. Then if it will enter into the ovule through the chalaza or integuments or micropyle, all three types again enter into the embryo sac through the synergid only. This is the synergid. Synergids secrete some type of hormones. That hormones are helped for the entry of a pollen tube. See, that hormones are recognized by the pollen tube. Pollen tube after enter into the ovule, which must be enter into embryo sac through synergid only. Okay. After that, what happen? One of synergid is degenerate. Then pollen tube is and filiform apparatus which present in the synergid guide the entry of pollen tube into it. The pollen tube enter into embryo sac with any one of synergid. Then after entry of pollen tube into the embryo sac, this is the vegetative cell nucleus. These are two gametes. The vegetative cell nucleus will be disappear because of endosmosis. The tip of pollen tube will be ruptures, which leads to release of two male gametes into the embryo sac. Up to this, that is the pollen pistil interaction. What happen in pollen pistil interaction? The pollen grain is germinate. It will form pollen tube. That pollen tube is enter into the ovule and then embryo sac. Then that pollen tube tip ruptures and release the two male gametes into the embryo sac. Then what about these two male gametes and what they will do and what are the next step, that we will discuss in next video. Thank you.